at this. It is quite a fascinating. Well, again, maybe few times one has to see. Then we will talk about each aspect in detail if there is interest. Alright, now here you can see, now there is time because we are on the cruise, so I just show you some of the other information. The speeds are all, how do we get the speeds, all information are here. These are the reference speeds, not checklist. Reference speed, this is the flag positions, this is speeds. This is very important. When we are landing, I will keep watching this 25, 190 knots, 30 flag, 40 flag, 162. These are the takeoff, V1, VR, V2 speeds which I mentioned. We are in the one rotation speed. That's when when you rotate the plane in aviation language parlance. It's called rotate. Rotate, meaning you rotate it from ground. These are reference speeds. So much information. Now that I have been doing this, I know all this. So we will keep setting it as we approach. Okay, now what else here? We didn't do this. Now we will take off the no smoking and fasten seat belt. All these are these are the light switches. These are the starters, engine start. These are the air conditioning panel, fuel pumps, so many other battery and APU, so many information which is nothing much to be done during flight except the lights, this seat belt and no smoking. Okay, now we are cruising steady at 4,000 feet, 250 knots. As said, we are not on the heading, we are on the GPS. So right now we are on 087 heading, our track. You can see here. Now we are on this magenta line, this point to this point, Bosox. Okay, now what I will do, I'll put the simulation at a little higher rate, so we come up to this point quicker. The plane is not flying, but the simulation is higher, so we don't have to keep waiting, because the video becomes bigger and bigger. Because I am direct filming and with the phone, so it will be very huge. So we will put a plane. The simulation is much higher speed. Plane will be flying same, but then and then this is the Boston airspace. These are various air altitude stipulations and all that. The charts have different designation: class A, class B, class C airspace. Big airports are you see very lot of altitude restrictions. All right, now we are going to increase our simulation speed, so we go faster. Okay, meanwhile we need to do something very important, so I don't want to that is to plan our approach. So I put this big for the sake of clarity. Now we will look at how the approach is planned. The flight is planned separately. Up to here, up to, let us say, this is the Boston Airport. This is our runway. This is how, this will be 330. And this bending is very important for us. We have to come and reach. That's why I mentioned after white we will be taking a right turn. Now let me pause this for a minute so we can hear me clearly. So what we will do, after white, I will take a right turn parallel to the runway, because you can't come and land here straight in the middle of the runway. So we take a turn here and then go this point Benin. Beyond this Benin is around 15 nautical miles. We'll look at that. So beyond this I'll come here, and you have to intercept around plus or minus 30 degrees, 30-40 degrees to the runway. So 330 is our runway heading this way. This is not north oriented. You have to see the other map. So this is 330. Let's just look at that. This is 330. So I will run. I'll come. This is 87 right now. So I will add another 330. The reciprocal of that is 150. So at this point I'll take a 150 right turn. So I will draw parallel to this. Then I will take a turn around 30 to 40 degree intercept angle to the runway. This is most critical. So that will be 330 plus 40. So it will be 10 degrees. So I will, from here I will take a 10 degree turn. And then by the time I reach beyond this Benin, I will put the approach button. So it will capture the ILS frequency which you have set, which is 1110.70, and then capture the center line and the glide path. Center line is called localizer and glide path. We will now use this localizer and glide. Localizer the center line, glide path is the angle of gliding to the runway. Okay, so that's what we will do. For that we have to do the planning. So I will do the procedure, and I will this I have done. I will do that again. Select an approach. So we are going to approach ILS 33. There are so many approaches. There are 6 runways in Boston, 5 or 6. One small one is there. So here it is 33. There are different runways, 04, 15, 22, 27. Big list. So we are picking up ILS. You can even have RNAV, but then I pick ILS, which is more precise, and then I will activate. Now KBL. Okay. Now we have to decide how do we approach. I showed you the point Benin, and Benin is the transition waypoint at which we will be intercepting the localizer and glide path. Localizer primarily for the lateral navigation. Now I will enter this. Then it is asking whether you want to load or activate. I will load it. So it will see it is showing the route. Now when I activate it at that point, then it will take this. Right now put the route. Now we are in the Graham to Bosox. See the route here. This is little complex, but don't worry. You don't need to know this to fly an aircraft, but this is to really do it in a commercial way, a jet flying. Now you can see when you go down, this is the Benin approach. From the Benin approach, it is when we are locked this, it's runway, this is runway 33L, it is 15 nautical miles, yeah, about 15 nautical. So in this 15 nautical miles, you do everything required to really make sure you are touching down. And ever so many flights take off and land in a day, maybe 1 lakh. And there are very few missions, there is hardly any mission. That means everything is so standardized, one need to know what to activate where. And that is by training. These people are given hours and hours of training. Okay, now that's it. So we will go back to our. I will activate this approach when we are close to the runway. If you activate it now, it will be moving to this Benin. GPS will take the route. I want to go this route and then take that 90 degree. 90 degree to the coast. That is 150 degree. I will do manually, then come somewhere closer to the Benin, then take this, then I will activate this. Okay, let's go to the flight plan. Keep it simple. So again I will repeat. We'll go here. Now we are on 87 heading. This is the runway. This is a Benin point. This is the runway 330, and this is missed approach and so many. This is the holding pattern. If you miss the landing, this is how you go. You be here on the holding pattern. So many things. But let us now from here we will go 150. This is 150 heading. This is 330. So 150 plus 180 is 330. So this is 150. I'll come here. Then I will take a heading of what we decided about 60. Then by the time I reach here, I will change the heading to 10. Then I will put the approach button. From that point, it will take off. The plane will take the center line and come and land. You keep doing everything required. There are so many things to do, like adjusting the flaps, the speeds, and all that stuff. We'll see that. So this is going to be a lengthy video. I'm sure that, but this 1 hour please spend, and we can again go back to look at every aspect. Now the GPS itself will we can go for a week, or there were so many things, and there are other navigations, BOR navigation, so many stuff. But okay, now we will close this. We'll put it back to the original size and resume our flight. All that we need to do is to activate the approach. I have set up everything, but short of activating the approach to Benin. All right, we'll keep it here. So this is our route. We'll keep this little expanded. Somewhere here we will take a time. Okay, now we will start our simulation back. We are on the GPS. Remember that we are on the GPS and we are on the localizer. Now when we want to cap the ILS, I will move this to nav and I will activate this approach button. Heading we will use when we have to turn. Then I will go out of GPS. Then I will use the heading. Heading will be 150. So I'll set the heading to 150 right now and keep it ready. We will be turning 150. Activate this heading, so it will turn. It won't be on the GPS mode because this localizer will get cut off. So let us see how far we are. Quite some distance. I'll increase the simulation speed to twice. So we go a little faster. Now what are the things we will do? The flaps have to be moved to slowly, progressively. To landing gear has to be done, pushed down at some point. This will light up. We have to move to approach and nav at the time of approaching the ILS. I think it is getting cloudy and you can see it is cloudy. Speed brake I will move to 2 for landing at the runway. We had put it on the rejected RTO for takeoff. That is beyond V2 you cannot abort. At V1 you can abort the takeoff by and this RTO is for the heavy braking in the runway itself before we go out of the runway. Heading iron actually is you are still on 87, you can see. Even though I changed it to 150, which is parallel to this 330, it is not, plane is not turning. It will turn only when we actuate, when I put this hold button. Okay, now we are crossed YB. So let us, this is YB. So I will go another, what is the distance from YB to somewhere here, half the distance or little higher, more than half, I will take over 10. So let us look at what it should be. Now this is showing 19 miles. Okay, now you look at our knee board. And now okay, I'll pause this for a minute. So here you look at this. YB to KBOS is 19. So you see here 17 it is. So when it is around 10, not 10, maybe about 15, I will or somewhere around 10, let us say, I will take a right turn to 150. So I will just actuate this 150. I will keep looking at this 10 or 8. I will 8 nautical miles maybe. Okay, and we'll go around 15 nautical miles is the Benin point. Now you see that Benin here. Where is that? Bayo. Oh, the video is running, so we are losing time. All right, something is not working right. We'll see. We'll go along. See, it's all cloudy here. We will around 16 nautical miles. Around 8 nautical miles, I will take a right turn to 150. Okay, now I will start my descent procedure. I will speed, I will reduce to roughly, slowly start reducing. We will, after I turn, somewhere here, when we are here, I will reduce to 175 knots. Now we are 10 nautical miles to Boston, so I will take the turn around. Alright, now I will take this turn. Now I am actuating this and I will put the simulation back to our normal speed. Now the plane is turning right. You can see plane is turning right. It is no more on the GPS because the BOR is deactivated, so we are turning right. This is the Benin. Our objective is to get somewhere close to that and intercept to capture the runway. See, the plane is turning right. you can see that this is our runway. Now we are coming parallel to the runway and we are clear about the bending. And put this in a little bigger scale, bigger range. So now this is our runway. We are now back. So this is not north oriented. This is north oriented. The other view. So now we are going. Yeah. Now what I will do, I'll keep watching. Now it is no more. These distances are no more relevant. I will be manually doing here, and once we intercept again this distances here, the GPS will change to radio, and then it will show the distance. Now what we will do, we will keep watching that we are around from this point 15 nautical, Benin is 15 nautical points. Okay, that's enough. So this is the crucial phase. You have to be alert on every instrument. You have to be keep watching. You have to recheck whether your radio is tuned correct, 110.70. Otherwise, it won't land. Now heading is, I am on the heading mode, and okay, now we will slowly reduce the speed to 200. And the flap position will be around 15 for 200, so we'll move that to 15. When we look at, we are seeing outside, the flaps will be folding down. Again, let us look at here. Now we are turned. This is little more than the midway point I turned. This is our runway. I don't know why it's not showing the waypoint. Something is. Don't worry. This is the runway. We will expand this. This is the runway we have to come. You can see ILS DME 33L. This is the runway we have to come. This is the outer marker. Okay, I think there was some error. We wasted some time. This is KBOS. Sometime it holds up also. This is KBOS. So Benin will be somewhere here. This is Benin, yeah, Benin. So this is very important. I am just looking for it. I was little frustrated and see there is something. It was hung there. So here Benin. Now we will be coming here up to this point. This is, I will go in slowly and in detail. This is most critical. This is only manual part we are doing little bit, and otherwise everything is automated. So we come here. Normally ATC gives these vectors. ATC will tell you go this heading, this, because there are ever so many planes. Every 1 minute there is a plane, or even less than a minute a plane touching down or landing, taking off. So, and so many runways. So ATC in the airspace, they look at how the planes are scattered, and then they decide, they give the heading for each plane, giving a spacing distance. It's a more tense job than a pilot, because he only manages one plane, while ATC guy, he manages ever so many planes. He has to make sure that they don't collide but nothing happens. So it is also fail safe. Okay, now this Benin is I am glad I got it back. Now we will come here and intercept this at around 10 degrees. This is 330. So for 30 or 40 degrees, 40 degree intercept angle will be 10. So this is, now we are on 150. I'll take a turn to 60. Then I will take a turn to 10. And then I will leave it to approach. I will activate the approach button. Then it will be on the run, on the center line of the run. Slowly, it will pick up slowly. Okay. So I'll put the simulation speed to twice the speed so that we get somewhere beyond Benin quickly. And Benin is about 18 nautical miles. This is 15, Benin is 15. So 18 I will take a 10. 18 or 20 I will take a 10 to the heading we decided is what? 60. So we are taking left hand to 60, then further left hand to 10. Okay, now we are, I'll move back to normal. Speed I will reduce to 190. I will put the flap one more down. You can see the flap is moving down. This is 60. After about 18, 19, I will take a left turn. So I will start moving. Now I will not move because it's already on the halt. So when we want to really turn, I will move to 60, a left turn to 60. We'll put this little higher scale. We'll go a little more. You can see okay, now I will turn this to left hand to 60. The plane is turning left. You can see this is the 60. And this is this 60, this 60 is. Now I'll keep scanning what are the other things I need to do. Course is set, radio is set. I need to activate arm. It's not activate. You arm the speed brake. You see that's one which will come up on the top of the wing. Now we are turning towards. This is our 330. Heading. Now we are on the 60, almost 60. Now when we get, I'll just put it a little bigger scale, yeah. Now when we get closer to this is our Benin, and closer to this, I'll take a heading of 110, 10. Then when we are nearing the sun, nearing this 330 heading, I'll activate this approach and put this back to now. Option is normal, okay. Alright, now I will change this to, pause this for a minute. I will change this to, heading is 10. This one limit got changed, this one posted. Because banking, other will be very larger radius banking. So we put it back to 30 degree banking. You can see the bank angle is 30. Okay, now we are getting, this line is like this. Now we will move plane and I will put this to, see this turning. I will put this to down and approach. So it will capture the ILS. You can see now two diamonds have come up. This diamond and this diamond. This diamond is the one which will come capture the localizer. This diamond is will capture the glide path. So it is turning to the runway. See here, this is our this Benin. So this is the whole process was to come and align with the runway, and this is Benin. So now we are aligning with the runway 330. See, this is heading is changing to 330. Now the plane is almost on the center line. This diamond will come in the right here, then you are on the center line. Now we are 16 miles from the, this showing it different, 16. I will rely on this 16 miles from the flap is 25. We have to move it further down. So what we will do, we will reduce the speed to 175. I'll keep watching this. Normally two people do the job. That is, checklists are there. Each one is having their own, responsibilities. If the captain is flying, he will only concentrate on flying. The first officer will be doing most of the other communication. Okay, now we are getting 14 miles to the runway, 176. Flap is set here. Now I'll reduce the speed to 165. And actually I'm doing it little earlier than required. You don't do that because you don't want to save the fuel, but I am doing it little earlier, so we are free. I'll reduce the engine noise little more so we can really see. This is telling that we have to put the landing gear down, so I put the landing gear down. See, the lights have come up, landing gear is now down, so it was off. 165. The diamonds have come on right in the middle, so we are now right on the runway center line and also the glide path. You can see that the altitude is cut off, so it is now reducing. So vertical speed is down. It does automatically. We are on the 3-degree angle, and trigonometrically that autopilot is taking it on that glide path. Okay, now we have to reduce the speed to our landing speed. I'm doing it little ahead of everything so that we can look at outside.